dust to dust, your rhymes ain't tough enough. I got a switchblade flow that'll cut you up. Bluff for what? Don't make a nigga fuck you up. Open wide in your mouth while I stuff my nuts. To hush, to fuss, the gun I clutch and bust. I let you know that I'm the one that'll touch you up. No touching us, you lame try rushing us. The slugs erupt your gut like what the fuck. Now what's up? I think I need crowning up. Who wanna battle Prince B? Nigga round him up. I ground him up. Beat down, pound him up. Your sound is stuck. The beat now wounding up. And talk is cheap. So niggas can't talk to me. The talk you speak is fake when you're talking streets. I often see that you ain't where you ought to be. Cartoon living niggas like altar beasts. And I can ruin any nigga try crossing me. No thought to me. I rip tracks doggishly. No boss to me. You operate small to me. You're tall and lean, then I can make it crawl to me. You're short and mean. I swing, make you fall asleep. You come between my green, then you call it beef. Y'all deceased. You better tread cautiously. Tread cautiously.
You can run around town talking down my nigga if you want to. But one thing about the streets nowadays, when a nigga see you, man, a nigga gon' test you. Cardiac arrest you. Put bullet holes all through your pretty boy tattoos. Play with the devil if you want, man. It's a guarantee, man, that the devil won't lose. Devil gon' lose. You can run around town talking down my nigga if you want to. But one thing about the streets nowadays, when a nigga see you, man, a nigga gon' test you. Cardiac arrest you. Put bullet holes all through your pretty boy tattoos. Play with the devil if you want, man. It's a guarantee, man, that the devil won't lose.
You talking too fast, I can't hear what you're saying. Light too short for your ass to be playing. I done dipped my chords, can I get an amen? For the life that I live, we survive off praying. Tell everybody that I'm tired of the lies. Gotta get your own, can't live my life. See when I turn wrong that I can't find right. Back on the track with my boy, do my thing, hit the block when I start, hit the clock, spare change, out the clock, hit the block when I start getting brain, making stains in my car, call me mechanic man. Bet on the clippers, one ain't in the zipper, you here fun, here for eating that with the city, you can call me Jeff Pro, aka Young Frizzle.
You can run around town talking down my nigga if you want to. But one thing about the streets nowadays, when a nigga see you, man, a nigga gon' test you. Cardiac arrest you. Put bullet holes all through your pretty boy tattoo. Play with the devil if you want, man. It's a guarantee, man, that the devil won't lose. Devil won't lose.
Damn it. Technical difficulties. Internet kicked me out. What's up, 39? Appreciate you.
Appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, man. God damn. Hold up. My shit goddamn acting up and shit. Motherfucking internet kicked me the fuck out, man. There go.
Who out there gon' hold me? Tell me who controls me. Now pay me what you owe me. You think I live like Goldie?
Appreciate that, 39.
Who out there gon' hold me? Tell me who controls me. Now pay me what you owe me. You think I live like Goldie? No fairy tale, this real life. I'm taking chances and I roll the dice. She cheated on you and you called the wife. You stayed gone, now I hit it twice. I had to scrap like belt buckles. Bust the head and jam my knuckles. Remember that time when I did time, cause a nigga snitched on me undercover. High school, kicked out, fired from that Burger King. They said I could have it my way, but I guess that shit was all a dream. Lil' Water then put me on. I had started working at Bourne Hill. Then I met Crazy, we went crazy. Smoking sounds, yeah, that's the deal. I sidelined it with Twan Jones. Jody Joe, them drummer boys. Ray Boy, Big Crit. Tell them boy 28 been going hard. Back then since 94. 02 is when I got mine. 04 they stole my studio.
Alright, show started soon, man.
Tell me who controls me. Now pay me what you owe me. You think I live like Goldie? Who out there gon' hold me? Tell me who controls me. Now pay me what you owe me. You think I live like Goldie?
You can try to hold, but your grip will slip. I'm a rider, bro. I never flip the script. Been wrecking tracks, represent the sip. Never trip on a hater, just get the chip. See me ride past later on the business tip. Jeffro on the label that I get the rip. Cooking tracks on the table, can you get a whip? We blaze joints, still you get my drip. No secret here, who equal here? Prince B, hold it down, I'ma keep it here. Better keep your gear if your beats are clear. I got something for your ear that you need to hear. Maybe minor, maybe severe. Just be mindful, we deep in here. We chart climbers, no part-timers. Full-time high roll, I'm a hard grinder. Pay what you owe, I'm gonna find you. Get the niner, creep behind you. Heat your spine up, leave you lined up. In chalk is where you wind up. Who's the best, should I remind you? Style laid back like my recliner. Niggas hate that cause I'm in control. They can't touch the flow, that's why I design them.
Who out there gon' hold me? Tell me who controls me. Now pay me what you owe me. You think I live like Goldie? Who out there gon' hold me? Tell me who controls me. Now pay me what you owe me. You think I live like Goldie?
We had a little technical difficulties. Yeah. Welcome to the main event. Yes, sir. Welcome to the main event. I be your host, Main Event Fro. And remember, this is the most unhinged wrestling podcast on YouTube. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I ain't got to tell you.
You're new to the channel. I'm telling you right now.
But I am telling you right now.
Hit that subscribe button.
Yes, sir. So we are about to talk about the draft a little bit, but that's going to be at the end. I want to talk about what happened on SmackDown and Raw the recent past days. So with that being said, you can always click the link that's pinned in the top of the chat to join in on the conversation. Follow me on IG, hit me in my inbox. Request to be a special guest so you can join me right here, just me and you. in the main event. Hit you with the intro so we can dive right into it.
Welcome to
Dom, I think I know what you were trying to do. Welcome to the main event.
So this was happening on SmackDown. We're gonna talk about SmackDown first. Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles come out for the contract signing, which was a stable contract signing, mutual respect for each other. They sign the contract, no fights break out. They shake hands. Cool. Cody Rhodes walk up the ramp. Triple H comes out. Cody Rhodes joins Triple H for the draft call out or round one. But the first match, well, first Carmelo Hayes comes out and says he shoots and he don't miss. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad he didn't come out saying my shit because he stole my shit. Let's talk about it. So we get the first matchup with Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Legados Fantasma. And Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee takes the win. Santo comes out, reveals who attacked Dragon Lee backstage, and it was Carlito. Carlito acting out, oh, I can't believe I got caught. I can't believe I got caught. He attacked Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio, takes off. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. We get Brian Breaker versus Cedric Alexander in a squash match. Cedric Alexander got some couple licks in, tried to do an off the rope move, spear. I knew it was gonna be old with. I knew it. I knew it was old with. As soon as Brian Breaker got in the ring, he took the scraps down. They let you know, squash. You know what I'm saying? Squash. Then we get Paul Heyman waiting on Solo. Tongo comes out. Kevin Owens attacks him. And this fight takes place everywhere because Bianca comes out, talk about her tag team match at Backlash. Kabuki Warrior comes out. Jade Cargill comes out. Kevin Owens and Tonga still fighting down the ramp. They fight in the ring. He get jumped by Solo Sikoa and Tonga. Randy Orton comes out for the save. So we get them 4 in a tag team match at Backlash. Then we get Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi, which was a, you know, they're just putting on the show right now. Now Jax comes out, smash up. Now she attacked Bayley, so she smashed up Bayley. Then she takes out Naomi. Then Tiffany Stratton picks the bones, right? Street Profits get an interview about their match for 8 Time Down. Bobby Lashley pulls up, 8 Time Down runs. Shit. It was some fruit things happening, man. Not too much happened. It was a lot of bullshit. Then we get Nick Aldis. He announced a match for Backlash, triple threat, Naomi, Tiffany versus Bayley in a triple threat match. The Bloodline versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Then we get in the main event, Carmelo Hayes versus Cody Rhodes, which was a good match. Melo showing that he can hang with the top guys on the top roster, and it's looking pretty good for Melo, man. Looking pretty good. But Cody Rhodes picks up the win. I think he injured his shoulder. I haven't heard no news on it yet, so I'll get an update on that later. So this is what happened at Raw tonight. Logan Paul pulls up with the Judgment Day greeting him. So they could connecting, making a little bun. Becky Lynch kicked off the show. Liv Morgan comes out to confront Becky Lynch. And now Jax pulls up to confront both of them. Liv Morgan kicks Nia Jax before she can get in the ring, says she'll accept her challenge. And we get that match later on, right? Then we get Gunther versus Xavier Woods in a hard-hitting match. Xavier Woods fighting for his life, surviving Gunther. You know what I'm saying? Kofi Kingston was about to throw the towel in, and Xavier Woods like, I got it. I got it. He reached for the ropes. Shit breaks up. And Gunther fought around and put this guy in the fucking Cobra leg clutch or some shit. Anyway, he had his leg locked around him, and then he pulled his motherfucking neck back. Yeah, he dead. He dead. So Gunther takes the win. Then we get Logan Paul trash talking. Jey Uso comes up. Finn Balor and JD comes out. And they beat down Jey Uso. Then we get the return of Braun Strowman, right? Then we get Chad Gable meeting R-Truth in the back, and they're doing the comedian stuff. The Miz pulls up. And we're like, really? 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 And they doing this movie stuff now. So they doing like these movie scenes. I love the way they did the cut scene, because soon as Chad Gable turned around, you can't see because the camera is strictly on Chad. The camera's strictly on Chad. And you just see a foot go to his motherfucking face. Bam! Smack him down, you know what I'm saying? Sami Zayn stands over Chad Gable. And you got to scrape before they scrape, right? Wally World, what it do, man? Huh? What you doing, man? Huh? What it do? You already know what it is. Booker T gets an interview, and Drew McIntyre pulled up. And he was like, "Tell me, you didn't just say that." So he taking Booker T line. They doing a little comedian act, and Booker T told him what happened. Well, they were asking what happened to each other. Then we get Bronson Reed versus Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn catches Bronson Reed coming inside the ring with the haluva kick. Just when he was about to go for the pin, Chad Gable put him in the suplex, beat him down. So we're about to get that shit about to get heated. Then we get, Drew coming out to address CM Punk. CM Punk interrupts, and he's up in the VIP area. So Drew runs to go find him. Then Chad Gable insults his crew. Brian Breaker get an interview, and Sheamus pulls up, and then Drew comes storming behind him. So it's just a lot of. I like the way they're telling the stories. I like the way they're doing the backstage segments, and they do it the same, but a little different the same things, right? So we get Candice LeRae versus Maxine Dupree, and Maxine was putting up a good fight. She beat down Candice. She actually looked like she was about to win this match, and Indy Hartwell attacks Ivy Nile on the outside, causing a distraction. Candice LeRae pick up the win. Rey Mysterio gets interviewed. Dirty Dawn pulls up and get clowned on by his father. So Drew McIntyre tried to find CM Punk, and CM Punk wasn't there. CM Punk was in the ring, and he addresses Drew McIntyre, right? Then we get the match between Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax, which Liv Morgan was surviving Nia Jax in this motherfucker, man. Naomi ended up attacking Tiffany Stratton on the outside, distracting Nia Jax, which Liv Morgan took advantage, rolled up for the 1-2-3, takes the win. Awesome Truth versus Alpha Academy was a nice, good match. This kick, though, man, I wanted to clip it, but too much going on. I couldn't clip it. But the kick that the Miz gave to Tozawa on the ring side, and he does a backflip to the outside, like, man, that shit was deadly. I'm gonna clip it and use it as a short. So Awesome Truth picks up the win on that. Becky Lynch congratulates Liv Morgan backstage. Damage Control pulls up. So we're about to get some shit going, because Damage Control is gonna be on Raw, and believe that Io Sky is going for that title, and I think that's gonna be a good match, something new. Then we get Jey Uso, Ricochet, and Andrade versus Judgment Day, and these guys were putting up a good battle, and Jey Uso team wins to end the night. So y'all let me know what y'all think about Raw and SmackDown this recent past couple of days. We got Sky, did you want to come up? I didn't know if you want to come up in that.
That's fine with me.
Okay, what's up with you? You all right?
I'm good. How are you?
It's all good. It's all good. If y'all look at the link that's pinned in the top of the chat, this is Sky, and y'all can go to the donation, donate to a father who's having heart surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the link is in the chat. Y'all click that link and go donate.
Please, y'all. We take anything. Please.
And it's very appreciated. So
And I deeply, deeply appreciate it for those that do decide to donate.
yes, ma'am. And the draft, we're gonna talk about the draft, yeah. So Raw is stat, SmackDown stat. We got Imperium on Raw, Damage Control, CM Punk, LWO, Drew McIntyre, Judgment Day, Ilya Dragunov, who's coming from NXT, New Day, La Valkyria, who coming from NXT, the Final Testament, who should be looking good on their way over to Raw, Bronson Reed, Alba Fire, Isla Dunn, Ivar, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Starks, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Brian Breaker, Liv Morgan, Ricochet, Sheamus, Alpha Academy, and Kiana James from NXT. It's stacked, looking pretty good. SmackDown, we got Jay Cargill, Kevin Owens, The Pride, Tiffany Stratton, Legado del Fantasma, Shinsuke Nakamura, Naomi, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, Pretty Deadly, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, DIY, which they should be clicking up. Blair Davenport, and I don't know why they called that Blair Davenport up, and she ain't won the NXT title yet, so I'm really kind of upset about that bullshit, but she's on SmackDown. Cedric Alexander and Ashante, Baron Corbin. I'm pissed off about that because Baron Corbin should have been teamed up with Brian Breaker on Raw as a tag team. Then we got the OC coming back. Maybe they click back up with AJ Styles. The Bloodline, Bianca Belair, Melo Hayes, Randy Orton, Nia Jax, LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Andrade. So the roster's looking packed. They looking pretty decent. In my mind, they're looking pretty decent, and they could have did some better things with it. You know what I'm saying? But they split some people up that I didn't want to see get split up. But fuck it. It is what it is. I trust Triple H decision. I trust the new era, and I trust we all gonna have a good time watching this shit. You know what I'm saying? You new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. What you were saying?
I said, oh yeah, it's better get interesting.
Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be very, very interesting.
I'm ready.
So we got.
No, I'm definitely.
You're gonna be missing it. You ain't gonna catch it.
I'm gonna catch on to it. It's been a while, but hey.
Yeah, catch up with it so you can be tuned in a whole lot, you know, a lot more often. And we can get it done. Wally, where you at, man? Goddamn, I ain't gonna hear you rant tonight. I gotta hear Wally with rant, man. Come on, 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes of rant. You know it don't feel, you know, come on, Wally. I'm gonna pull you up on Wally World. Wally World Media now. He's switching the game up. Come on, man. I gotta hear you rant one time, 5 minutes. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
He laughing.
But yeah, shouts out to everybody who came through, man. My homie Taekwon, man, shouts out to you, man. I think I went on too late for my boy Taekwon. And shouts out to Hassan. He usually be here, but he probably sleep. My boy been overworking out here in these YouTube streets. You know what I'm saying? Fear the None, appreciate you coming through. Yeah, so that was the WWE draft. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments about the draft. Also, if y'all got any interesting videos on topics y'all want to hear from Main Event Fro, y'all let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, share the video so we can push the channel. Yeah, it's very appreciated. And it looked like, boy, I was just about to say, look like Wally ain't gonna show up. Man, what to do, Wally, man? How you feeling?
What's going on? Shit, I was somewhere else. That's why I was like, I wasn't coming up. I was just making comments. But
I know you be busy. That's why I said, give me 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Let's go.
So what you want to ask me?
Anything you think about the draft? You know what I'm saying? Like, what could have been better? Just anything you just had on your mind.
I mean, let me look back at it because I didn't even get to see the full thing. I was trying to watch it on that website, and it was going in and out. So I was like, man, forget this. I was just tired. And I was like, I didn't even pay attention to all the draft picks. But but looking back at it. So it was interesting that Raw drafted Damage Control. That was an interesting pick because you would think what Bayley had said on SmackDown, she was like, "Oh, there's still unfinished business." Well, not anymore. They gone now. Right. So that was like sort of I mean, it's like they didn't really even give Io Sky a chance to even have a rematch story. Like, damn, okay, not even a rematch. All right, good. Okay, fine. We switching bases now. So when that was done, I was like, all right, that's nothing much to be done there. Of course, Kevin Bean staying on SmackDown. I mean, it is what it is. There's no reunion with Sami Zayn on that one.
Right.
Raw picking up Imperium amongst Gunther and Ludwig, which all right, still the same.
Yep.
SmackDown picking Jay Cargill, and I mean that's still good. And then of course, the rest of the other two, that's still the same thing, right? Going down because I know they got to keep going down the strip. So the second round, of course, they picked up CM Punk to Raw, which is obvious. The Pride staying on SmackDown, which is also obvious. Braun Strowman making a surprise return, which is good. And then Tiffany Stratton, I mean, same thing, same status. I mean, most of these picks are not really surprising to me. It's just like, okay, y'all just did that just to say whatever, but same face. So I'm not really worried about it too much. Now, this was actually a big one right here. When Raw drafted LWO, I was like, oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, LWO.
Very interesting.
So Judgment Day ain't breaking up no time soon.
I mean, now that you bring them over there, I mean, pretty much. I mean, give or take, it all depends.
Right.
But it was that was an interesting trade because it's so crazy because SmackDown picked up Andrade last week. And I'm thinking when they picked up Andrade, I was like, oh, yes. Now all they have to do is just pick up freaking Dominic. And I'm like, oh, y'all didn't do it. I'm like, no. And then they did this foul thing. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Why? Because I would think at this point, like, okay, you put Andrade on LWO. You clean up all this constant betrayal storylines with LWO because it's just horrible. And they just do this. I'm like, but nope, they just do this. So it's like, okay, so pretty much the whole Dragon Lee and Carlisto story is going to be on SmackDown. And possibly the way how this is all going to play out, there might be a place for Carlisto to join New Day. I mean, Judgment Day.
Yeah. Well, shit, I thought he was going to go off on his own.
But you know how it is, right? You know how I say, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I won't be surprised if that plays a part in the mix-up.
Right, because they do have motherfuckers working for them.
Yeah, and then as far as Lee Gado, Del Fantasma, them being in SmackDown, I mean, like I said, it's not a bad pick. I mean, at least they stopped this whole Ray versus Santos thing because this is just really just going nowhere. At this point, it's sort of like the Pride versus the New Testament. It's like y'all going at each other, but this doesn't solve nothing for neither one of y'all groups at all. Like this don't do nothing. So the fact that they separate them, I mean, it's pretty much good business at this point. I mean, granted, if I had to say which team was better off leaving to the other one of the many rosters, I would at least said Phantasma leaving the Raw would have been more better because at least Dominic can actually lead to a better team in a better sense than he would be stuck in with the Judgment Day. So that's just one of the many things I think that they should have changed because that wasn't really a smart trade in my honest opinion. Because all you really just did is you just changed one big team with one big fish, and then now the big fish is going to face the other group. And it's like, okay, well, that really don't make no sense right there. But pick and choose. They'll figure that out. Yeah, I mean they'll pick and choose. As far as Raw picking the Scottish Warrior, common sense. They're not going to change that storyline no time soon. SmackDown picking Shinsuke is interesting, but I thought honestly, since it's so sad though, the fact that Shinsuke was drafted to SmackDown, I was like, I wish they didn't do it because honestly, him being. I mean, as far as a guy in Damage Control, which of course they would eventually, kick off, what's the name, just to make it more of like an Asian team. I'm hoping that would have been the case, but they showed that's not going to happen no time soon. So that's also another misdirection right there. Let's see what else happened. What other parts of the draft happened? Okay, right. Yeah, of course, Judgment Day. Now this was funny, right? When they say Raw selected Judgment Day, they said this includes Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough. But I find it funny because technically wasn't that also supposed to add what's the name? The former female champion?
Rhea Ripley.
You're right. And so technically she's not champion. Technically she's supposed to be a part of that group in that draft. So the fact that they didn't mention her a part of that makes it very interesting because now that means something in the further longness of her time period with them. Because if she's not mentioned within the group, knowing she's not a champion anymore, then that tells you something.
Right. Interesting.
Yep. SmackDown picking Naomi, common sense. Raw picking Dragunov was excellent because that's also, people talk about, him with, Imperium. And I think it would be a perfect fit and a perfect upgrade at this point just to make them way more better because now you have a more solid guy that's willing to cross the lines and able to go further down the well just to, do some damage. So pick right there. Chelsea Green with Piper. That just filter. I really don't care for that. I mean, they could have went anywhere, to be honest with you. It don't really matter. I mean, honestly, if NXT was in this to where they can draft, I think it would have been best for them to be drafted in NXT because they're not needed in any of the main roster, honestly. Let's see here. Now, this is another one I actually didn't like either. Raw picking Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, aka the New Day. I wish they actually was going to SmackDown because let's be honest here. Out of the whole group of the New Day, Xavier Woods is the only guy of the team that hasn't had a singles career championship. Right. And I would at least hope, they go to SmackDown, he starts fresh, and he actually pushes to go get a singles title. The fact that they kept him here is this is pretty much. I mean, not even just moving the team. Honestly, they could just draft Xavier Woods by himself.
Right.
That's why.
Push him as a single.
Yeah, and then just really gun for it. So I didn't really like it. SmackDown picking Pretty Deadly is just another piece of filter. I don't really care for them personally. Laura. Yeah, so Laura.
Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah, she was drafted. I believe she went to Raw, right?
She went to Raw, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's another good pick. That's a solid pick. Let's see here, and then of course they're talking about SmackDown picking Candice LeRae and Iggy Hartwell, which is all right for where is that all overall. Let's see here what we got next. Raw picking the Final Testament, which is a nice new pace. Because again, it's just separating teams because the whole thing with him and the Pride is just not gonna. It's just it's another filter that just don't make no real sense. So splitting those two teams away from each other is a good idea. And plus, right now, since pretty much the tag team division in Raw is pretty much a face, you're better off at least selecting somebody that's gonna actually be a certified threat to them than being someone that's you're just playing, tit for tat for where they're going to go. Let's see here. Paul, okay, right, yeah. Okay, right. And then now SmackDown picking up #DIY, which is a good trade. I think it's a good trade of teams being switched around because it's going to be up there. Now, depending on how they move them and how they switch them around, that's all dependable. Because as we all know, we've seen Ciampa, he's over there getting a little irritated. And you know where that always leads. It always leads to something being, a little something. Right. Raw's final pick, of course, was Brunson Reed's, which was still solid. I think what Brunson does, is a tit for tat because you don't know where you want to put him right now. I mean, he's right there on the edge of IC title, but they're not pushing to be that so far. Because of the whole storyline with Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. So that's a little bit, I mean, honestly, for me, I would not have no problems if he actually went to SmackDown because at this point, SmackDown storyline pool of titles is not as big as it is with Raw right now because Raw's already solidified with the storylines already as it is. With Raw, at least, I mean, with SmackDown, at least. you don't really have a certified taker for the tag titles like that, and you don't really have a certified taker for the United States title. So,
right,
I thought it would have been a more better swap in this case, but nonetheless. And then SmackDown's final pick was getting NXT start Blair Davenport, so which is pretty solid. Let's see. Right, and then of course they had a 6-man tag. That tag match went down. Yeah, and that's pretty much all it. So I mean, yeah, that's just my thing with that.
Okay. Hold up for a second. Salute to Randy for coming through. Appreciate you coming through, Randy. Welcome to the main event. All right, go ahead, Wiley.
Nah, I mean, pretty much I think that's pretty much the main thing. Gotta remember. I probably have to see what was night ones and just to recap a little bit off of that. But overall, like, I think pretty much most of the moves that they made were pretty solid, nonetheless.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting, man. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I don't know. You say you had something to do.
Wait a minute. What else was that trade? Oh, okay, you know that one SmackDown trade I remembered.
What's that?
When they made that trade, not SmackDown, but with Raw. Who I'm talking about? Scott Steiner's nephew. Yeah, when they traded him, I thought they were gonna keep him on SmackDown, which they were gonna try to bring back Baron Corbin and what's the name? Yeah, I thought they were gonna bring that back, and then it was like, nope, they drafted him over to Raw. I'm like,
they fucked that up. They fucked that up, man. I'm gonna have to go through the list again, and I'm gonna make a separate video about what they fucked up and what they got right. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, as far as what I've heard, right? Because they're saying that the reason why they made that swap, they're saying that the main reason was they're trying to put Baron Corbin with the tag team champions, which I find that to be a little interesting because I thought that team collaboration was more so going to be the tag titles, the tag champions with Logan Paul. So that's sort of conflicting. But I mean, if they try to make a story out of it where Baron Corbin goes after Logan Paul, I mean that would be a nice switch. But
yeah, if they put him with the tag champions, he's gonna be a heel.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, I mean that's what Baron Corbin always plays as, anyways. But that's why
pretty much. But yeah, I guess to turn Austin Theory to a face, but I guess that's what it is.
What else were they? Oh, right. Okay, so first night, yeah. So they picked Bianca. Bianca was pretty obvious. Now I ain't gonna lie though, I did hope they actually drafted SmackDown drafted Jay, which I already know that wasn't going to be the case because then that means that technically that would make it very obvious that the titles would not change and he would lose. But nonetheless, I was hoping that they did switch him over because the Bloodline story is not going nowhere, and let alone is getting more hotter than it is now that Roman's out the way and Solo's taking over like a mother lover. And I'm loving it right now. I'm loving it. Carmelo Hayes was obvious because he's already shown himself multiple times on SmackDown, so it's obvious that they draft him there. Seth Rollins drafting on Raw was somewhat pretty obvious because he still has a lingering story with the world title and everyone that's involved in it. Let's see here. Who else is there? Okay, SmackDown picking Randy was obvious. Right, Braun Breaker going to Raw was a shocker. Nia Jax going to SmackDown was insane.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane.
I ain't figured they were gonna move her, but I guess to get her because she ain't been on SmackDown in a while, so that's pretty good.
I mean, she hasn't been on SmackDown, period, as far as I can remember.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, yeah,
I think Raw was her main team.
Okay, that was a good move then.
Yeah, as far as the trigger, I mean, yeah, because pretty much, I mean, think about it, right? You trade Damage Control and then extend, you get Nia Jax. I mean, it's pretty much the same equivalence, somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
Liv Morgan staying on Raw, so that makes it decent. Let's see here. What else they got? SmackDown picking LA Knight, which is okay. Raw picking Ricochet. See, at first, I thought Ricochet was staying on Raw was actually a bad deal, but then I forgot that he actually already collected the United States title. So I was like, oh, well, okay, then he can just go anywhere honestly, it didn't really matter where you got
pretty
shipped
much.
to. So didn't really have no problems there. SmackDown picking, of course, Solo, MFT, Tama Tonga, and then of course Paul Heyman, aka the Bloodline. That's obvious. Raw picking Sheamus is pretty obvious at this point. There's nothing really to change. I mean, they're not really looking to bring back that whole collision that they had on SmackDown.
Right.
Let's see what else they got here. Of course, AJ Styles being picked on SmackDown is obvious because of the title match. Raw picking the Alpha Academy on Raw is common sense, but we all know that's going to be broken down piece by piece soon enough.
Right.
Because their replacement is going to be much more bigger than this anyways.
Yes, sir. Yes,
SmackDown picking Andrade is just that. See, this was a huge move. Like I already, what's so crazy? On paper, I had Andrade on paper as one of the many picks, and I'm glad that I was correct about this because this is interesting. But also, this also makes it a little more clear because, of course, whenever his girlfriend comes back into the the ring,
that's what.
They're pretty much the same roster. Yeah, they're gonna be right back on, so it don't really matter. And then of course, Kiana James, Kiana James, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there was some few good ones. I mean, others were just and then the others were just like, why?
Yeah, I had to go back through that shit, but Taquan, welcome to the main event, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, what you got?
My pick on the draft is draft was okay. It was solid. It wasn't like anything spectacular. It was just pretty solid. My thoughts on some of the picks. I've been saying this for years, ever since they started doing this. I feel like they need to. One thing they need to get back from the older drafts is that can we stop drafting people if we already know what show they're on? Like I don't know. I don't like that shit. It's like we already know what show they're on. Stop drafting them.
I get what you're saying, Taquan, but I think the reason why they do it like that is because you got to think about it, right? If you just look at SmackDown's roster and you'd be like, who are they going to who's Raw going to draft from SmackDown? I mean, pretty much, you're just going to pretty much pick back from people that get drafted that you didn't want to leave and then just bring them back to the same roster. It's like, yeah, I see why they did it that way. Because, like, what's the point? Because I ain't gonna lie. That's why I was like, when I started looking at who Raw can draft, I'm like, who SmackDown can draft, I was like, wait a minute. This ain't gonna make no sense. Y'all gonna just be drafting the same people anyways, because 9 out of 10, if someone drafts someone you didn't want to trade, you would just draft them back anyways. So I'm like, the fact that they just made this big thing, I was like, okay, yeah, I ain't surprised.
Yeah.
Right.
So my one critique. But for the new the call NXT call ups and some of the switches, I'm interested in it. Gunther staying is confirming my theory that I'm telling you, I've been saying this for a while.
Right.
By Bash at Berlin, whoever has that world title is getting snatched from by Gunther. I'm saying it right now.
I think so. It's early. I think they're gonna save him for WrestleMania.
I can see that too, but also I see him. I can also see them using that. You know what I'm saying? That German home crowd. Like I can see him doing it.
It's gonna be Gunther versus Braun Strowman, and he gonna defeat Braun Strowman at Bash at Berlin.
All right, that could be a big match for him if they don't want to put him in the world title quick.
I don't think so. They would though at this point, because you got to think about it. One, he's just coming off the IC title. Two, there's this whole breakup of kicking off one of your partners off the team is already set in motion. Yeah. And three is like you still have to sit here and say to yourself, how did this team really look and stacks moving forward? Because we all know that no one's looking at Ludwig and being like, oh, yeah, he's going to be chasing the IC title anytime soon. So, well, then what do you really do? And you don't really want to see Gunther as a tag team champion at this point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at this point, he's just going to collect some wins and just let it play out. Because the way how these stories are playing out right now, he's not going to be coming close to that title anytime soon just yet.
Right.
Now, I will say this, though. What would be very interesting, if he ends up winning Money in the Bank, you can definitely expect him to motherfucking cash in like big time. So,
No.
I think he gonna win either the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. One of the two. Shouts out to 907 Good Eats. Appreciate you coming through. Go ahead, Taquan.
Here my thing about Gunther. I said about Gunther's push, right? Gunther's push, right? Okay, if he doesn't do Bash at Berlin, right? Okay. To me, it's between Berlin, if they want to do the hometown crowd, or they can do the hometown crowd Berlin, or they could save it for WrestleMania and get like the big moment, right?
Yeah.
But even before those moments happen, right? I do believe from basically from now until whenever he gets the belt, this is when they go full 100 on the Gunther push. Because I said on the last stream I was on, I'm still 100% sold on the idea that he's King of the Ring. Like that's gonna be like,
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, but it ain't this King of the Ring. He already said it when he said this King of the Ring when he win it, it's gonna be Gunther gonna change the perspective of the King of the Ring, right? So this year, King of the Ring, I think, gets a shot at the title.
Well, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. We have seen people
Gunther
that
ain't
are
finna wear
King
no
of the
damn
Ring.
crown, bro. He ain't finna wear no crown, bro. No fucking robe and shit. Gunther ain't finna wear that shit.
I mean, he already wears a coat. What are we talking about?
I think he's finna. Okay, he's gonna win it, but he's gonna win it like Brock. Like Brock won it, but Brock didn't do nothing to King shit when he won it.
He went for the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my thing is but let's be real. Let's be real mindful, because I think he would do something with the King of the Ring. So think about it. Look at what Booker T did with the King of the Ring status. He now, granted, he did get the title. Yes, he did. But think about
though.
That Booker T character.
Yeah, but
you think that's in Gunther? You think that's a Gunther character?
The way that he'll run it, yes, that'll be a good character move for him. King of the Ring, and then you put it in motion for the freaking title, of course.
Like I can see him calling himself a king and stuff. I don't see him doing the whole crown and cape and all the extra shit.
Right.
Y'all be surprised. I mean, he don't got to do it exactly the same, but y'all be surprised.
Man, where Chris at, man? Where Chris at, man? I want to hear your thoughts. Man.
But as far as the title run, though, I don't think so. He's gonna have that title run no time soon until there's a significance of people around.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen next year. You know what I'm saying?
My
honest belief, I think Seth Rollins, until Seth Rollins, certain big players that are around the title picture come back around, that's when that push is gonna start going further.
Right.
I'm about to say it's with Seth and I'm about to say about Seth, right?
Right.
Speaking of Gunther, right? This one factor that determines when Gunther wins the title or not. It depends, because everybody knows that despite all the injuries, despite CM Punk and Drew feud going on, everybody knows that the real plan throughout all of this is supposed to be Seth and Punk. Like that's been ever since Punk came back, that's been the main thing they've been trying to build, but injuries and shit got in the way, right?
I hear you.
No, let me explain. Let's explain what I said, right?
Yeah.
I feel like whether or not they want that, whenever they do Seth and Punk, whether they not they want that match to be a title match determines when Gunther wins it. Because if they want that match to have a title, Gunther gets delayed. But if they don't want to have a title, then Gunther can win it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna just tell you for this clear factor then, because this is my whole point, right? I can see CM Punk and Seth Rollins happen without title, period. Why? Because that is truly an informal grudge match between the two. That's nothing more.
Right.
I mean, if you put a title on it, it's just to put insult to injury at this point. That's just a major thing.
Yeah,
and
it
I think right, and I think if you're thinking like, let's be real here, if WWE's banking on CM Punk winning the title, like, because let's be real, when you look at the title, you look at putting a title match between these two, it's like you're basically saying who you're picking as your golden boy at this point. And it's like, if you screw over Seth, it's only going to make it worse in some cases for, contract deals and everything else further down the line. And if you pick CM Punk, it's like, well, it's nothing brand new. It's like, I'm always going to be screwed by the system because they got their little chosen boy. And it's like, but you know who the sell is. So I think, honestly, they don't really put a title on it. But I will sit here and say, if they do put a title on it, how this will play out, it becomes multiple ways. I think one way would be, because this is how I look at it now, right? Let's say there's a mixed bag of this going down, right?
Right.
Let's say CM Punk wins Money in the Bank, right? He solidifies that with just having the Money in the Bank, and he has it right there in the well. And he can screw over anybody, anytime, any moment, right? So cool. Now with Gunther, you can probably say Gunther. Now, see, this would be a little bit of a push because this is already dependable, right? Because whoever the champion is at this point, neither if it's Drew, neither if it's what's the name, Damian Priest, you can really juggle it either way. I think honestly it would be better if it's Drew because of how this is gonna go down the line. But if it comes to that part where CM Punk is Money in the Bank, Drew is possibly world champion again, and then Seth Rollins returns back in competing, that's where I see and say, yeah, Gunther is going to be delayed. If that plays out.
I think so too. Now, if Gunther do win the title and they decide to switch it up, get the Punk or either Seth Rollins, then that means Gunther gets screwed over by Dragunov and they get their match.
No, that'll be too much. That'll be too quick. I ain't gonna lie to you, that'll be too quick.
It will be quick, but hey, shit.
That's pointless. I'm sorry, but it's just pointless because if that was gonna be the case, then they may as well have kept freaking what's the name with Ludwig and still make that a team. So yeah. I mean, to be honest, again, that's way too quick. That's way too quick. Nah, I ain't fucking with that.
Well, Gunther gonna go in with the title then, because the CM Punk and Seth Rollins don't need a title. Drew gonna get bumped down. Damian Priest gonna get bumped down, and they may have some kind of stipulation match at WrestleMania. Unless they implement Finn Balor, and there'll be Finn versus Damian Priest in some kind of grudge match.
If they do that, that'll be like.
Go
ahead.
And also, once again, this draft proved my theory about Damian Priest. Don't offend Damian Priest, but I've been saying for real, Damian Priest ain't gonna be shit as champion. He gonna be shit as champion. I'm telling you, by June, Damian Priest is not gonna be champion by June. By June.
Come on, Taz. That shit, my boy.
He's not gonna be
bird shit, my boy.
He's not gonna be.
No, I ain't gonna lie, but I'm gonna have to somewhat agree because again, I was hoping that they draft freaking Dominic to make it clear. It's the truth. Look, think about it. If Dominic got stripped from the team and he got drafted solo to SmackDown, it would have been obvious that this team is gonna separate. You don't got what's the name on the team no more because she's injured. Then it's only these three guys. Finn Balor and JD ain't really doing ish. I mean, at this point, Damian Priest is gonna be like, screw both of y'all little lame brains.
No,
so Damian Priest gonna get bumped down to Intercontinental status. That's what he get anyway.
No, I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is that it's just they're sending signs like this is just gonna make it a little bit worse for him. Because think about it. eventually there's going to be a storyline where, God forbid, the team probably screws over Damian Priest's status of just being world champion. And it's going to be the case. Finn Balor might be the one to do it. JD may help. It's like, oh, you don't need us? Okay, yeah. We'll see how this works, because we can. And then this is how it does. This goes melt down from there.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Okay, here's my argument against Damian Priest. Right, here's why I always say Damian Priest is not gonna have a long title reign. Right, no offense, Damian Priest. Right, they pushed him pretty decently, but like it's one of those things where it's like when you have all these people, right? When you got Punk, you got Drew, you got Seth. Seth could always come back. You got Gunther, even Braun Breaker. They're trying to do something with him. When you have all these names coming up, realistically, why should Priest be champion longer than what he is? You know what I mean? When you have all these names coming up, where does Priest stand amongst them? Exactly. That's my point. It's like there's really no reason for Priest to be champ over all those people I just named.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Yeah, goddamn. My boy Priest just got shitted on and some eggs thrown at him.
It ain't being shitting on him, throwing eggs on him. It's just facts. Like, this guy's not going to hold it down for much longer. The fact that they gave him the title is just to make sure on some good graces.
Y'all know we've been on Damian Priest for like half a year now. God damn, shit! Ever since he got that purple money in the bank,
at best, Damian will probably last. Damian should at least last before the end of this year. That's how long he lasts.
Man, so I get SummerSlam. But I do think at Money in the Bank, that Damian Priest getting cashed in on that Money in the Bank. I'm still sticking to that prediction.
Oh, you giving Priest Money in the Bank? I'm giving him Clash at the Castle. That's how far I'm giving. I give him Clash.
Damn, that's before Money in the Bank, ain't it?
Yeah, I give him Clash. Drew can get his hometown moment. Drew can get his hometown moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my thing is, that's the problem. The way that they're pushing Drew right now, they're not even pushing him in the direction to keep up the pace with the world title. They're keeping up with the pace of going this back and forth with Sheamus, and then they're doing a little tit for tat with Sheamus. Then they're doing this back and forth with CM Punk. It's like he's not even focused on the main picture, which is the world title.
But I get what they're doing that though. Right? I get what they're doing that though. They're trying to keep him separated enough from Priest, so that when they eventually do the rematch between him and Priest, like they'll want.
Damn. So it might be Drew versus Sheamus at damn Clash at the Castle.
More likely so, depending on how they push this story.
I mean, that look at the story the guy had, and like he keep bumping into Sheamus.
But that's what I'm saying. Like right now, it's just like a bunch of tit for tat. So I don't know. Well, because Backlash is coming soon, but I don't know if Backlash is going to be the place where they fight. And as far as I know,
they already got the matchup for Backlash. It's like 5 matches. They might put one more in there.
Well, let me go look that up because.
Oh, by the way, I'm about to what's it called? I'm about to go through all the draft picks and say my opinions on them. I put up a list so I can remember them.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, handle your business.
Bianca to SmackDown, obvious. I don't got nothing to say. Jay to Raw, I saw it coming. They're still, even though the Bloodline storyline is still going on, at the end of the day, they're still like the Uso. Like Jay gonna get involved with the Bloodline stuff, but at the end of the day, they're still trying to push Jay as a single star. So it makes sense for him to be on Raw. Carmelo Hayes to SmackDown, I like that. Carmelo Hayes, I see him doing. I don't think. I mean, even though he just had a match with Cody, I don't think they're gonna put him like in the world title picture quick. I think keep him in like the United States, around that area. Then maybe like a year or so, you can move him up to the world title. I think he do a lot of good work on SmackDown. Seth to Raw.
You're gonna join the Pride.
Don't you fucking wish that evil on me. No, which that evil on me.
No, you know it's coming, bro. No, Black Paul, you know it's coming, bro. You know it's coming. All that bullshit.
Oh,
you know
shit.
it's coming, bro. You know it's coming.
No, which that
Oh
evil on me.
man, I can see that. I can see that though.
It may not be coming now, but trust me, give it some time. It's coming. It's coming.
No, which
Trust me.
no, which that evil on me.
Oh, trust me, it's coming. Trust me, watch. When they get to that point where that team is going backwards and sideways, watch. Okay, I'm trying to tell you. All right. Better realize it. I can see it now. Bobby Lashley versus your boy. Next thing you know, freaking on the street probably got to pick sides.
Yeah.
Maybe even B-Fab got to pick sides too. Shit. All right.
He gonna take the pride from Bobby Lashley.
And the sad part, I can see that, but I'm tired of pride shit. I don't care about it. I don't.
That's the whole point. Wait a minute, damn. You know who should they? Damn, you know what they should have drafted? They should have drafted freaking MVP in that in the Giant Omos.
They still free agent.
But that's what I'm saying. If they had drafted him to SmackDown, that would be a nice twist. Because Carmelo joins MVP on the low, but he works his way into the Pride, snatch the Street Profits, maybe even B-Fab, give or take, and then leave Bobby all by himself, or then the Bobby joins it all together. Either which way.
All right, I'm going through the list. Orton on SmackDown makes sense. Eventually, one of these days, they're going to do the Cody and Orton thing.
Right.
Breaker to Raw. That surprised me that he was just on SmackDown, but I don't mind him being on Raw. Cause I feel like on Raw, I feel like Raw has more space for him to do stuff because on SmackDown, Logan Paul, he's not a weekly United States champion, even though he is kind of showing up more. And like if Cody's not going to lose that belt anytime soon, I think it makes more sense for Braun to be on Raw just to get more opportunities.
I mean, I hear you on that, right? But wouldn't it have been more smart to keep him on SmackDown, knowing that eventually they would have to snatch that title from him anyways? Because think about it, because word on the street is that SmackDown's going to be changing networks, and if they change networks, you already know they don't want to have no lingering no-show champion. So that means Logan Paul will lose that title eventually, which Braun Strowman can easily come into and just snatch that.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker. Yo, they want to keep Braun Breaker away from Melo Hayes.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that part. Yeah, if he wants to get the title and he's gonna be in his way, fine. I get that part, but it's like, I guess, because it's like, what's the difference? Because you can say the same thing about keeping Braun from Iguanov. Same thing.
Shit, but he gonna be in the faction, so.
Well, yeah, but that's my whole point. My thing is, you really think his ego is gonna be down? I mean, hey, look, by all means, keep him as a better tag team partner that carries the team. Fine, okay, go ahead. But that's why I'm like, tip.
All right, who else? Nia Jax to SmackDown. I'm cool with that. I don't got much to say about it, but I'm cool with that. Liv Morgan to Raw. That's Liv Morgan to Raw. I'm cool with that. She 9 times out of 10, Liv Morgan, she's gonna be like world champion soon.
But okay, real quick, before you keep going.
Yeah.
Here's one more thing. I didn't really expound on this, but Nia Jax going to SmackDown. You know why they did that, right? We all know why they did that, right?
Bloodline?
No. Well, that will be a good one too. But no. You know what's funny? Hey, go look at the SmackDown roster. They also got Tamina there as well. But no, the other reason why is because of Cargill. They're gonna watch. I'm telling you.
Oh, damn! I ain't think about that shit.
They're gonna do that Cargill match. I'm telling
you. That's probably the main reason she does. Because I'll be honest with you, I feel like if they wanted to put women in the bloodline, they would have been did it.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. But the problem is. They're not gonna do Tamina because Tamina, they can't sell Tamina no damn good no way. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
right.
Like they fucked up Tamina. Like there was so much times you could have gave Tamina the title a long time ago. They just fucked that
dropped
up.
the ball on that.
Exactly. And at this point, since the bloodline is not really much of a face, it's really much of a heel status. I mean, you ain't gonna do Naomi at this point, other than when y'all do the Roman.
She got back. So
right. So I mean, look, if you do like the Romans bloodline versus the Rock bloodline, I mean, I guess at that point, yeah, you could put Naomi in that on Roman's side with Jimmy. But then the only problem is like, who do you put on the opposite side? And yeah, you can go with Tamina, you can go with Jax. Either which way, it's gonna get ugly.
Okay, I know you just said they dropped the ball with Naomi. I don't think they dropped the ball with Naomi. Here's my argument, right? Naomi came at a time where people were already being pushed, so she's kind of in the spot where she's supposed to be in. If there's already people trying,
lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, look, like I said, the problem with Naomi is she came at the wrong time because, well, she didn't really came at the wrong time. She was in a bubble of saying, where's her character at? And her character was in a face character, not in a heel character. So there was no point of pulling her into the bloodline because she's not a heel, she's a face. Right. So let's just be honest about that. It's not even going to be a thing. Like, let's be honest, we can say the same thing about Bianca, like why she's not part of the Pride. You know, same BS, right? Like you just don't want her to be connected.
Okay. Here's the difference between Bianca and the Pride, right? The Pride is down here, right? Bianca's right here, right? Like Bianca's like 10 steps above the Pride.
That's how much. Can you really say 10? I really say 5 at best.
10.
Yeah, she way above the Pride.
Her
status is, man. She got a lot of stat. You know, she just don't. She just.
I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, hold on, wait. Let's slow this down here. What are we talking about here? We can say the same thing about Bobby's status. We can say the same. Like, let's be real here. Like, there's not much different. They're both on the DL. They're both down low. What are we talking about? Like, no.
Bobby closing out on his retirement, so he on chill.
I mean, they probably closing out his retirement, of course. I mean, yeah, that's the only dip you could say, right? They closing out his retirement. He's on the decline, quote unquote, in stories and everything else. Which is why I sit here and say Carmelo's gonna snatch the Street Profits. You know what I'm saying? It's just what is gonna be the case. Like it or don't like it, he's gonna be joining the Pride on a sneaky tip.
I wish that Evo called me.
Hey, you know it's coming. You know it's coming. Taekwondo. You know it's coming. He's gonna slide right in there, and be cool Thomas, and then just wiggle some words to the the Street Profits.
Oh man!
And let it be known, like you know what I'm saying. Then he's gonna
I can't wait. I can't wait because that's gonna be hidden. Either at least Melo form his own kind of group and.
But that's my whole point. He's gonna steal the group. He don't got no one else on SmackDown that's really gonna fuck with him like that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's gonna slide right in there. All right, watch.
But he'll be the perfect person to turn him heel, though.
I'm about to go to the list. LA Knight on SmackDown makes sense. I don't really see a reason to put LA Knight on Raw. As of yet.
No one does. Raw's already stacked as it is. What's the point?
Ricochet to Raw. Let's be real. Ricochet can go anywhere. He'll be in the same position no matter what.
Yep, because he already won IC and United States.
The same thing.
He's not going to be pushed for a world title no time soon.
Oh, a fun fact on spoiler alert. I already predicted this when they announced Speed was happening, but spoiler alert. They haven't aired yet, but Ricochet is the first WWE Speed champion, if that means anything.
Now you were talking about some evil. That's some evil. Again, this is more disrespect for the Cruiserweight title overall. But this is some bullshit. That's all that garbage. I'm like, wait, they gave that shit a title? Oh, hell no.
Damn.
They tried to.
Yeah, he's the first champion, but the episode where he wins it doesn't air until, I think it's May 8th. That's when the episode airs. But
aired it out. Shit.
That Speed crap is trifling. Worse than the motherfucking 24/7 championship, which honestly could have been a little bit more better. And now you want to degrade Cruiserweight title even worse? Oh my goodness. Y'all need to stop doing it. I need to stop.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about on that.
Bloodline and SmackDown. I don't have much to say. That makes sense. Sheamus to Raw. Yeah, him and Drew gonna do something. AJ to SmackDown. I mean, don't really got much to say.
Title picture. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I'm excited for Gable. Hill Gable run. I'm excited for that. So they're on Raw. Andrade to SmackDown makes perfect sense. Like keep them.
Yeah, but sadly enough, they moved the team that he was supposed to be on, which that was so stupid.
Hey, you know where I feel about the Pride? I kind of feel the same way about the LW.
See, that's the problem. That is the freaking problem because they did that on purpose. They did that bullshit on purpose.
That shit crazy.
Like I see like this, right? LWO is like 3 steps above the Pride. Only 3.
So y'all so disrespectful against the Pride, dog. Y'all got no love. Y'all got no love. Y'all just got no love. Y'all were talking about 3 steps. They're in the same step. They're in the damn same step. They both borderline. Just why you?
Why? Okay, I'll give the Pride a little bit of credit, right? I'll give Pride a little bit of credit, right? At least they're not Final Testament.
Right.
To me, Final Testament is even below the Pride.
But you know what? They actually moved the Final Testament, which I have no problem with. That was a good trade that they moved them because that shit was getting stale. And again, I have no problem with them moving LWO either. But because again, with the other group on the other side with Santos, that shit was also getting stale. That shit wasn't going nowhere.
All right, Kiana James from NXT to Raw. That's interesting. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn to Raw tag team. What's your thoughts on Baron Corbin to SmackDown?
We were like, this should have kept a bad team.
Yeah, because I don't know if you heard when you came in, but pretty much how they talked about it was the reason why they did that way versus keeping Braun Breaker and them a team was they're pretty much what people are expecting or what they're speculating is he's gonna be added to A-Town Down Under, which that's a little bit odd because I thought A-Town Down Under was linked with Logan Paul, so that's something to very much be discovered. But
all right, if that's true, that's kind of weird.
Exactly.
Cedric and Ashante. Well, same there, Ricochet. No matter what show these two go to, they'll be in the same spot.
Right.
Ivar to Raw. Don't got much to say. I like Ivar though. I hope he gets more. Like I don't know. Like the matches he's been having. Like I hope he gets more like opportunities and stuff. Shayna to Raw. Her push came and went. Nice to see her still around though. The OC back to SmackDown is interesting. I thought they was gonna be on NXT, but OC.
Wait, the OC. They draft them?
Yeah, they're on SmackDown.
They're on SmackDown.
Now I ain't gonna lie though. Okay, so funny you say this because that was gonna be the waiver I was gonna talk about real quick. See, I thought they were gonna draft them over to Raw. That would have been the move. And the reason why I say this because Balor Club, baby.
Oh yeah.
That would have been a nice spin twist to be like, yep, the Judgment Day is coming to an end.
Yep.
They'll be on SmackDown can be interesting because you have both AJ. I know he's in the bloodline, but maybe they could do a little bit something with them and Tama. I don't know. Like there's two people
that can go there. The problem is, so I'll say this right. Let me help your idea out because I do believe there is a stand on that as well. But the stand on is seeing eye to eye. If they eventually make the story where, you know, AJ and the OC now see eye to eye on understanding the problematics with the bloodline and why you have to go straight forward at the bloodline and not motherfucking dodge and be like, oh no, we don't want those problems. And you have to, you know, take them out. And even then also seeing an old friend. Yeah, that pretty much brings up another great story. But will they pull it? Well, time will tell. I mean, so far right now, they're pretty much putting AJ in the same senses of what he was doing in TNA/Impact, was being that, you know, that vigilante, like, I'm not a heel, but I ain't a face either. And it's like they're still trying, and you can see it, right? You can see it because he had the moment to really jack up Cody, and he did it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and especially since Cody pretty much got a slight injury within that arm of his on his shoulder. So you can definitely tell he could have did it, and he did it. So there is some. So they're still showing that face factor. Like, if I really wanted to, I had you, but I didn't.
Mm.
So he's still trying to do this honorably, but just in his own way.
Mm.
Time was on that for sure when they flipped the switch.
All right. After OC was Zoe Stark, I got much to say about her.
They traced Zoe Stark by herself?
Nah, she on Raw.
They're on Raw. Her and she on both on Raw.
Oh, okay. I thought they switched her up to SmackDown. I was about to say.
Imperium to Raw. We already talked about that. Jade Cargill to SmackDown. That makes sense. I mean, they made a whole big deal about her being on SmackDown, so I don't see why they would ever put her on Raw. At least at this point. Damage Control to Raw makes sense. Keep them and Bayley separate.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought they were gonna keep her just because the fact that Bayley, you know, signaled that, oh, there's still unfinished business. Because I ain't gonna lie, like, as much as I did not really care for Io Sky's title run, I would think they would give her a rematch. They didn't give her shit. They didn't give her shit.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give her shit because the moment they said that, oh, they're gonna be
you know,
right, because
like they always do.
Yeah, they pretty much said that the world title now gonna be a triple threat match between Bayley, Naomi, and Tiffany. So just that alone, you would have been like, oh wait, I thought this was gonna just be a rematch between these two, and they're gonna do it at Backlash. Nope, it's gonna just be them doing that, and then it's like, well, now the title's changed. So you know, that in itself is easy, but I think that was just a smart trade, especially because they had to switch over Nia Jax over. And Nia Jax is enough of a heel for in equivalence all four of them. So yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
KO to SmackDown. That makes sense. He's still doing Bloodline stuff. Punk to Raw. That makes sense. Him and Drew still doing shit. I'm not gonna mention this team, but you know what team this is? The fucking Pride.
Why you gotta be hating, man? Why the hate? Where's the love at? Where's the...
Oh shit!
Oh, you love it. Hey, look, all right now. Remember when I say this shit now. Remember when I say this shit. Remember when I say this. Carmelo slide right into that groove. I'm gonna be like, all right. Don't be like, don't wish that never. I'm like, nigga, your nightmare came true. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Strowman to Raw. Nice to see him back though after the injury.
For sure.
I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know how he fits in, but just cool. It's cool to have him there though. Tiffany Stratton SmackDown. By the end of the year, okay, either by the end of this year, I'm gonna say by the end of this year. By the end of this year, Tiffany Stratton is gonna be.
Mm-hmm. She gonna have the title.
We got the title. By the end of this year, she's gonna be champion.
At this point, you can't really move it no other way. The crazy part is who they gonna vote, who they gonna put it as Money in the Bank for the women. That's gonna be the interesting part.
Stratton. That's my pick. Stratton.
Oh, you think she gonna win it?
Yeah, that's my pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like now.
LWO to Raw. They're gonna do some. I guess they're gonna do some more Dominic stuff with the LWO. Legado to SmackDown makes sense. They could feud with Andrade. McIntyre to Raw. Once again, he's still going after the title, and he got Punk and other shit to deal with. Shinsuke to SmackDown. Maybe I don't know. Maybe another him. Maybe another match with him and Cody.
Fresh start for him.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I said, I was hoping he stayed because being a part of Damage Control would have been more smarter. All you have to do is just kick out what's the name, and then it's like, okay, it's a full agent team. Or they can just scrap the whole, they can just scrap the whole Damage Control name and just make that whole agent team. Like I was just hoping they did that, which they're not gonna do it. But even then, I ain't gonna lie, I did not love the switch of LWO and Phantasm. I was hoping LW stay on SmackDown, and then Phantasm, you switch them over to Raw. And the reason why I say this is because, let's be honest here. At this point, Santos, he's a mid-carder, right? Who else better to go for the title at this point? At least I see United States than him at this point, especially when it comes to these groups. And plus, let's be honest, even the tag team titles are what? Face. I mean, again, a perfect freaking clear way. And plus, you bring Dominic in. You say, screw the Judgment Day. I mean, come on. Y'all messing things up here.
They're probably saving it, man. They probably got that in the works.
They don't got none of that itch in the works. They screwed that up already. The trade is done.
I feel like you couldn't put Dominic on SmackDown yet because he still got to be around for when like Rhea shows up. I understand
that. That's what I'm saying. Bring Phantasm to Raw and then move and keep LWA SmackDown.
Either or,
Judgment Day, Raw, Flag coming, Naomi to SmackDown. Never really got much to say. Dragging up to Raw is interesting.
Imperium, baby.
Okay, they're gonna put him in Imperium.
Why wouldn't they? It's the perfect idea.
That's the road. The road.
What are we talking about here?
I get what y'all saying. But I feel like from a story perspective, the history between him and Gunther and Gunther and Ilya, they're like in kayfabe, they're supposed to be on pretty equal terms. So I don't understand myself. Like, okay, well, why would I work for the nigga if I know I could beat this nigga?
Hey, I say the same thing about Randy and Cody Rhodes. Boom, there we go. I already proved it right there. Because think about it, it's going to be the same case. You will work with your enemy long term enough to stay close to him, but eventually you will screw him over if you have to. This is why it's perfect, because it will come to that point. And Ludwig will have to make the biggest decision to choose the ring general or him, which is another added point, which makes the story more spicier than it is.
Right.
And if Gunther goes face off of this whole battle, then, even when it comes to the other guy that they just kicked out of Imperium, hey, a replacement for Ludwig. I go face, I bring him with me. Now you got a 2-on-2 matchup between the two.
Okay, I have a question. That's like a suggestion, right? If you do the Ilya and Imperium thing, do you kind of do like the Triple H and Batista thing where not Evolution, like Triple H was like low scared of Batista? Do you kind of do that with Gunther? I was moments where it's like you could tell like Gunther's like low key kind of scared of Ilya.
I mean, yeah, because technically in a lot of ways, right? I mean, like you brought up, right? Triple H with Batista, like Batista was the trusted soldier of Evolution, right? Pretty much the hitman, the big guns, right? The problem is, though, is it the same? The answer is no. I won't say it's the same because the problem is that means are we gonna sit here and believe that Ilya is gonna keep beating Gunther every single time? No, I don't believe that. And I just think where Gunther is as far as NXT's time to where he is now, if betrayal comes, it ain't gonna come the way you would think it comes. I think this will be more of a standstill of a back and forth. Like, okay, Eagle, you got one in NXT. This time around, though, I'm getting it in the big cards. I don't see Dragunov beating, Gunther every single time. Like,
Nah.
Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, they're on SmackDown. There's no such thing as a women's tag division.
Even though they have the tag division.
Outdated.
They could have went to NXT. I'm sorry.
I just like Chelsea Green. Like I like her. I like her I like her character.
Her character may be one thing.
Filler. She filler. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a jobber. All right, she's a good jobber. A quick beat up.
Yeah, just funny acting. Pull off a couple surprises here and there.
And this is why I say we need a women's mid card title instead of those dusty ass tag titles. Because
I think they got one in the works.
If we have a mid card title, think about it. Chelsea Green will be a good mid card champion.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay, tell me right now.
She will be a good mid card champion.
Wait a minute. Give me every woman right now you consider a mid card champion on both Raw, SmackDown, even NXT. When you look at, think about what I'm saying. When you look at the amount of people that you would put as mid carder amongst women on both Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, bro, she can get chewed up eventually. She won't have that title for long.
No, Chelsea Green will be like a fallback mid card title, the one that win by mistake.
that I'm saying you could make her like a cowardly like heel champion.
Yeah.
See, those cowardly heel champions are just so
I mean, but she can
I
pull
hate
it
those
off.
type of storylines. No, she can pull it off, but I just hate those storylines. Like, but nonetheless.
All right, go ahead, Taquan.
All right, so New Day to Raw. It's the New Day. I like New Day, but at this point, they're just a New Day. You know what I'm saying? They might.
Hey, look, Taquan, let me ask you this. Would you have loved if Xavier Woods was split it up and going to SmackDown?
At this point, I agree with you that Xavier Woods single push that time's over with. That time been passed.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
No love for Xavier Woods either.
I like Xavier Woods, but there's a time and a place, and that time and place is gone.
I think he still got a shot.
I once again, I feel like there's so many people. Like we look at all the people they're trying to push. At this point, why would you do solo Xavier Woods at this point? That's how
it's simple because let me tell you, simple because when you look at everybody that's part of the New Day, which was Big E, which is Xavier Woods, which is also Kofi Kingston. He's the only one that doesn't have a single title run. The only one.
I get what you're saying, but I get what you're saying, but the time has passed. That's
Woods can still hang in there. I mean, he's still fresh. Like
he can still work. He can still work, but I just feel like the time where that would have been super big has already passed.
Yeah, just like
all
they did.
Let me ask you this question. So wait a minute. So what if he actually went to SmackDown separate? It wasn't working out. He went to NXT, build off of that, and then come back to SmackDown, which would have gave him the time to actually have that singles run respectively. Because at least this time it's able to happen, and then he builds off of that.
That would be better. That would be better since you got the NXT.
That's all I said. That's how I'm looking at that shit right now. Shit, he's dead. He's in a dead weight cycle right now.
Pretty deadly. I know I don't like Pretty Deadly. I like Pretty Deadly, so they'll be.
Get him out of here.
Pretty Deadly is still better than the Pride. I stand by that.
See, now
I stand by that. As a team, as a
Ooh, that,
team.
You
that was a low
Pre-Deadly
blow.
Version as a
You
team.
trifling.
Pre-Deadly Version of
Oh,
Pride.
That was a
you
low blow.
trifling. You so trifling. You so trifling.
As a whole team.
That
Oh
was a
my
low
God,
blow
you
right there,
trifling.
T.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Lyra,
Man.
Lyra Raw. That'll be interesting. She got the good
Oh,
matches in the women's division.
rematch with Becky.
Chancellor
You know how
Ray,
that go.
Chancellor Ray, Indy Hartwell, SmackDown. Final Testament to Raw. I don't care. Simple as that. DIY SmackDown. That's a good fit. I feel like they got a lot of tag teams to work with over there. They can do stuff with.
Yeah, they're gonna flourish over there.
Yeah, they can do stuff with like A-Tie Down Under and even the Street Profits. I'm not saying the Pride. I'm just saying the Street Profits.
Well, Corey, what else is this?
Bronson Reed to Raw. He's another person you can throw in that world title picture later. Bronson Reed. Blair Davenport to SmackDown. She can do she can do some stuff on the. She just throw those women. And they got a bunch of like extra picks that happened after Raw went off the air. So I'm just gonna run through them. Apollo Crews is on SmackDown now. The Diamond Mine's on Raw. Dijak's on Raw. Vinci's on SmackDown. Carter Caden
they
Carter.
said Vinci on SmackDown. Oh
Yeah.
wow, okay. They said screw this. We ain't gonna make that a storyline. God damn.
Yeah. So he'll be dropping on SmackDown soon.
Okay, so that means Luckwood is just gonna have to choose. Well, that's gonna be ugly.
Carter and Katana, Raw, Natalia Raw, New Catch. Oh shit, New Catch Republic is on Raw.
Yeah, they switched them out with DIY. Yeah.
Really? Okay, well, okay, so maybe there's still more fresh lives where Shaman can actually reconnect. Okay, interesting.
Okay, Odyssey Jones, who hasn't wrestled since he showed up, is on Raw.
Trash.
So if anybody cares about Odyssey Jones, he's on Raw.
Odyssey Jones.
Trash.
Tegan Knox on SmackDown.
Trash.
Okay, yeah. See, this is definitely like the aftermaths because I don't remember those. Shit.
Yeah, I seen Dijak go to Raw though.
Shit, I didn't even see that in the clips. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, it was on Facebook.
Okay, so that was the aftermath stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to look. I'll have to look deeper into those.
Yep. Yeah, that draft, man, we looking pretty good. Looking like we finna get some new storylines and some new champions, some transitional champions, maybe a mid-card title for the women's. It's looking pretty decent. So interesting. I'm ready to see what happens.
Yeah.
Screw me. Woo. That was a hungry
I'm excited. I'm excited for everything unless you're the Pride.
This guy. I'm trying to tell. All right, quiet. You gotta remember this. All right, remember now. Remember, Carmelo's gonna slide right in there.
We put it on the map. It's documented. Hey, we got it. Melo gonna take over the Pride.
All right.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. But it looking good, man. We got down about to get ready to close it out, man, for the night. We went back 1:30, you know what I'm saying? About an hour and 30 minutes. I think that's pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their little licks in. Everybody got their blows in, you know. Taquan got put in the chokehold with the Pride and, you know, eggs and tomatoes for me for Damian Priest, you know what I'm saying? And
I'm just telling the truth about the Pride. That's all I'm saying. I'm just telling the truth.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'll tell you the truth too. Carmelo gonna slide right in there. He's gonna be like, "Why y'all wasting this? Why you wasting this nightmare on me? Why?"
Oh man,
I'll be like, "Nigga, you knew it was coming. Don't act like that."
it's going down, man. It's going down. So yeah, we WWE, you know, we turning up. You know what I'm saying? You got Mia Yim and Bianca. You know, they turning up.
Watch this how I turn it up. Throw your girl a couple dollars, you been messing up. Turn it up, turn it up. Watch this how I turn it up. Going hard out the candy, I've been popping up.
Yeah. We even got Raquel Rodriguez and Nia just turning up.
Pop up at the club with my clip. We about to turn it up. Turn it up, turn it up. Watch this how I turn it up. Throw your girl a couple dollars.
Okay, that definitely had to be their social medias because there ain't no way.
Yeah, you know, I be clipping shit, making shit happen, man. You know what I'm saying? For the entertainment. But yeah, man, we about to go ahead and close this thing out, man. Remember, this is the most unhinged wrestling podcast on YouTube. You can always click the link that's pinned in the top of the chat to join in on the conversation. Follow me on all social medias. Hit me in my inbox. You can join me 101 in the main event. It's just be me and you right here in the main event. So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you all in the next. Hold on, yeah, let me salute to everybody came through real quick. Let me salute to everybody came through. Boy. Fear to None, appreciate you coming through. Wiley World, Taquan, always appreciate it. Sky, you know, appreciate you coming through too. Don't you go nowhere.
I'm not going nowhere. Where am I gonna go? Where am I going?
Hey, Wally, I gotta tell you something.
What's good?
Go ahead, Taquan.
Okay. I went to WWEshop.com. I was curious, you know, does the Pride has any T-shirts? I typed in the Pride, I found nothing. That's all I gotta say.
You know what? He is just falling.
Wait, Mello joined though. Wait till Mello joined. And they changed the name.
They don't got no T-shirts though. They don't. They don't got no T-shirts. It's this little fad name that they just put on there.
Yeah, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. You know, new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you all in the next main event.
Y'all have a good night, gentlemen.
All right, good night.
He was a normal man who heard voices in his head. He was a normal man who ran from his demons. He was a normal man that couldn't escape the darkness. Till one day, he was left to die. He then would rise again. He then would embrace the voices. He slayed his demons and he conquered the darkness. Shh. He's